So, me and Helios here. That's the boy. Anyways, working on, right? Helios right there. See, he's looking at it. He's looking. So what we're working on is this little section. So what I did was obviously need to cut this out. This is bad metal up in here, right? And it goes on up to about right here. Okay, that's the worst of it. After that, it gets solid again. That's the last little hole is right there. And that's not even a bad hole, but whatever. Got a little brace here, which I'm actually going to keep this and actually just take it loose from the bottom side. Now, the one little brace here on the bottom side, but I'm going to cut this section out up to this point. All right. And I took my fancy, got some metal here, and I took my fancy tools. See, it's a concrete block and a hammer, and I was able to, put this bend in it, and we can see that that's sitting in place now. And so what I want to also do, I'm going to cut this section out right now, take away as much metal as I can because it's easier to work with. I learned that from Fitzy. There's a lot of people on YouTube that I'll give credit to along the way, and I'll definitely do at the end of this build, but Fitzy's fabrication is one of them. And, I'm not, no means can I do what he does, but I love the fact that he tells me I could do this stuff with simple tools, and buddy, this is about as simple as it gets. Me, a block of concrete, a hammer, and my dog. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to cut short. I'm going to cut on this line because my metal goes up to here. So I'm going to cut short. I'm going to cut here just to cut this out, right? And then it'll be easier to get this off this brace, leaving this in place. That's the plan anyways. And then I'm going to come short of this line a little bit right here because I want to keep this little indentation, factory indentation. I'm not good enough to replicate that, but I think I am good enough to cut short. And then, like Fitzy's tried to teach me, I'll attempt this cutting butt up in this area, right? And so I can put this in there clean. If I can't, if it doesn't turn out well, then, we'll do something else. We'll just put something over it. We'll get it welded in so it'll be tight, but definitely going to try. If I'm ever going to try, this is a place to try, right? Same thing. I'll cut a little bit short so that I can come back to this line, right? 'Cause I'm going to cut out here. If I can come back, and hopefully this will be my weld line in the end. So I'll come short and cut it out about here just to get rid of it. Same thing, cut it out about here so I can get over top of this piece of the frame. So I'll be good and solid. It's good over here. This is good. This is not a problem. But then it should line up right here, so I should be able to do the old cut and butt right there. Put it all in there and see if I can make something halfway decent out of that. I think I can. The rest of it is in good shape. No problems up in here. Really pretty firewall. A bit dusty, but it's solid. There's some surface rust right there, but definitely nothing rusted, and it's solid as it can be. Come back, we got some work to do over here. Same thing over in this corner, but this is our first corner, one step at a time. So that's where we're at. We're gonna cut this out, start fitting some stuff. Okay, so that's out. So see it, I've got this maintaining this factory edge then now. You know what I mean? So we'll weld, tack weld along there, and then come back and do the cut and butt thing like Fitzy taught me how to do. We'll see. We'll see how well it does. I think I do want to go ahead and cut out a little bit of this material below these lines just to get rid of that. But hey, man, so far so good. We're making a thing happen. Hot metal. Ooh, that's hot. Okay, so we just kind of came around here, maintained our edge, but had a one little spot weld. I'm gonna tell you what. See that spot right there where I kind of, this right here, screw spot weld cutters. This thing right here is where it's at. I can sand, as long as you can find the spot weld, you can sand that right off, and then, it just, look at this. Oh, yeah, so I think I got another one up in there, but it's not a problem because there's another one up in there. I couldn't see it, but it's right here. It's right there, so we'll sand again, and it's just a matter of getting up in there. Okay, well, broke the belt, but I think I was about done with it there anyways. And that thing's probably, look how pretty that's coming out. Boom. sand that down a little bit, grind that down just so smooth, but it's nice, right? We're gonna be good. All right, a little more cleanup over here, and then I think we'll be ready to start. You know, I gotta give me some fresh metal around the edge there, but that should be easy. Okay, made a little change. I notched it up so that that would be like at the right spot there at the very top. And then I bent these corners up, you know, again, because I needed to just cut away this stuff over here. I'm actually going to leave this little piece of metal, this one edge of the, I just need the metal, so I don't want to take it away, because once I made a change, I was going to just be too tight. And as it was, that's questionable, that gap right there. So we'll see. I mean, either it'll be okay or it won't, but either way it'll be okay. It'll just have to be, right? So I'm not redoing it, but it's not quite sitting exactly where I'm going to have it, but more like, I don't know, something like that. Pretty good. It's not bad. So I'll just do the cut and butt down here by my pinky, and then right on the edge, that metal is right there on that side. But I'm getting close to putting some tacks in here. Good God, I am not a welder, but you know, it's getting in place. This is the ugly. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna make it look better. A couple little holes here. Blew through a little bit. I think I can still close it up. That's new metal, but I blew through there. Blew through a little bit up here. But you know what? This is level. This is level. I've been able to maintain this. Didn't lose it. So this point here to this point here, it's level. You know, that's level. This is attached. That was easy attached. I did clean that bubble off, but you know, that one's actually pretty good. But that's solid. I mean, she's good. I could quit now. Honestly, I could quit. It's a floorboard. I could quit now, but this is a bit of a practice situation for me. So I'm gonna go and, you know, try to fill in the rest. But hey, I did the cutting butt, man. I did it. It wasn't great. Look, here's, I didn't pull it off, but here's a piece from underneath. It came from the bottom side, back up in here, you know. So hey, it works, and that's my first one. So yeah, my first one, I want to do as good as I can do. Not my first welding, but it's the first little panel, for real panel, that I made myself and put in. I put in other pre-made panels and just, you know, just doing the spot welds in there. Then that's pretty simple. This is a little bit different. So, you know, even the cowl, you know, putting that in, that wasn't this. And not that this is hard. No one thinks this is hard. I get it. But like I said, I'm practicing. I'm learning. I got to do it again over here. I got to do it back over in that corner right there. That one's messy. So this one was probably the easiest one. And, you know, start here and get it right. Maybe one day I should do some finish work. Huh, who knows? Okay, just did some more filling in. I definitely can see that burnt metal, but it's getting closer, you know? I mean, I've seen a lot better, but I've actually seen worse. So, whatever. I'm going to clean it up now, and we'll start to see what it actually looks like. Here's the thing. If I do any more, I'll just be showing off. I mean, this is absolutely filthy. There's a pinhole? Yep, there's a little pinhole right there. There's a pinhole right there. There's probably some right up in here, but you know, this is nice and smooth. Look, that's a pinhole. There's one right in there. This edge is not absolutely perfect. We got to figure the floor comes up to here, and it's covering all that. So, I mean, this is good. This is a good, solid panel. I did it. I maintained this little, you know, divot. Didn't lose that factory dealio there. I mean, it's good. I'm going to, you know, get some rust converter. I'll take the wire wheel to the rest of this area right here, but I'll get rust converter on all that, you know, put it on it, right? And I'm going to seam seal it too. I'm going to put the floor in, and then once I get the floor in, I'll come back and I'll seam seal this whole area. It'll be what it is. This is not a concourse build. This is my first build. So I'm happy. It's a solid panel. I fabricated it. Whatever. The world can hate me, but I'm proud of it.